Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Glorious, and this is a new horror film coming to Shudder and focuses on Wes, played by Ryan Quanten, who is trying to get over a breakup, goes to a rest stop, burns all of the stuff from his ex, Brenda, played by Sylvia Grace Krim, but winds up getting caught in the restroom because an ancient god is hiding in one of the stalls behind, you guessed it, a glory hole. Well, the name of the movie sounds on par then with the premise of this, but what really is great is this ancient god is voiced by J.K. Simmons. But this film is written by a group of Joshua Hull, David Ian McKendry, and Todd Rigney, and directed by Rebecca McKendry. And this film is just about like an hour, 18 minutes long. This isn't something that you're going to be sitting there sinking into for long periods of time, but this little horror film is very self-contained. For the most part, it only takes place in this rest stop. It does have some flashbacks of Wes and Brenda to give us some context to why he cares so much about her, these memories, and you know, he keeps trying to go back into his memories, and this ancient god, keeps yelling at him in a very intimidating way because J.K. Simmons is intimidating. If you've never watched Whiplash, then you don't even know the half of it. And the biggest highlight of this film definitely is J.K. Simmons. You can 100% tell he was just in a booth somewhere recording. He probably did it in like a day or two. But he does a great job. He really sells it. I'm convinced. He knows exactly how to play each line too, because he's going between being intimidating and forceful to being like, oh, thank you, and everything in between. The rest of the acting, like, Quanten, I think is fine. Wes is not the most likable character. Like, you're supposed to feel bad for him because of this breakup, but like, you don't really have a whole lot of context, and it keeps alluding to that he might have messed up. And, you know, for this to work maybe a little bit better, you would have liked him more. But then there's some twists and turns along the way that are actually kind of shocking and disturbing and messed up, and kind of reframes the film for you. There's some fun camera work. There's some fun things with like him trying to escape by any means necessary. There's one random character who gets brought into the fold that feels a little out of place, honestly. But I guess they're trying to sell the gravity of the situation with the inclusion of this random character. But in the end, it keeps alluding to like Wes needs to make some kind of sacrifice, and it might not be exactly what you're thinking. So I think this film has some fun and subverts some expectations. There's a bit of horror comedy here in Glorious. I think on some level you have to take this a little tongue-in-cheek because like it's a ancient god speaking through a glory hole. So it's kind of like, there's no way you're supposed to take that 100% seriously. But this film gives some twists and turns, but I never really felt like I cared. So it's hard for me to like love this film, but I had a fun time. And J.K. Simmons is great and really sells this film. But those are my thoughts on Glorious. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.